Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. It is 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which means it's time for my live AskAW show where I will be answering all your questions that are grooming related. So I'm very happy to be back in LA. Finally, New York was very busy. So good to be back here in LA. Currently at the office because I have a lot of work to get done, but it is time for the live Q&A. So like I said last week, I will be answering all your grooming related questions. And since the men's grooming series will be coming out soon, yay! So excited about that. So ask me any of your questions that are hair, skin, shaving, grooming questions, and I will be answering them in this video today. All right, so again, hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday and happy Mother's Day to all of your moms out there. All right, so, oh, by the way, I'm by myself yet again. So I got back Friday from New York and Dorian left yesterday, Saturday, to Texas to go visit his mom for Mother's Day. So no moderator today, it's just me, so bear with me again while I get through everyone's questions. I'm first going to be hitting up the answering all the questions that you guys left in the comment section in the last AskAW video, and then I'll get to your questions in the live feed. Now, remember, if I did not answer if you have a question that's grooming related and you really want me to answer it in today's live Q&A, you do have the option of paying like $5 or $10 and it'll just pop up really bold on my screen and I'll make sure to answer it. And if you miss this live broadcast, then be sure to just leave your questions below in the comment section of this video and for next week. And also just because if it's grooming related and I didn't get to it, I definitely want to know your questions since the grooming series will be coming out, and it's something that if you have a question about it, I definitely want to make sure that we address it in this series. All right, shall we get into it? Okay, so from last week's questions, all right, somebody asked, so should I go with deodorant or a deodorant stick or spray? Okay, so either works. Now, I want to just address this. So the whole purpose of deodorant is to prevent body odor. That's the whole purpose. Antiperspirants, the whole goal of that is to prevent further sweating, which causes body odor, but they use an ingredient called aluminum and some other things, but aluminum is the most common thing that's used in antiperspirants, which physically block the sweat glands in your armpit. Now, aluminum does cause yellowing in your clothes, so just be aware of that. To answer your question, either a spray or a stick works. I always prefer deodorant over antiperspirants, but obviously if you sweat, then you want something to help control that, like an antiperspirant. Now, do know though, it's actually very interesting. We're still in the middle of what exactly we'll be recommending since we will be addressing deodorant and antiperspirants. But I found it really interesting in my studies that I recently read a news article that said, you should actually change your deodorant or antiperspirant every 6 months because your body actually ends up getting used to it and no longer becomes as effective. So effective with combating body odor as well as sweating issues. So every 6 months, you actually do want to change it up and get something different. So just a little food for thought for you, a little tidbit of information. Okay. So next question. Hey, do you think I should shave/trim the hair around my ankles if I want to wear no-show socks and rolled up chinos? Yes, absolutely. I am a big advocate of trimming your body hair. So we will definitely be covering trimming and maintaining your body hair at an appropriate length in the series. So you always want to make sure every few months to just give your entire body a nice trim with some clippers, just to make sure you're not really hairy like a gorilla, because you shouldn't be able to, rub your hair together and create little knots or little dreadlocks in them. That's not not attractive at all for women to see, and for men too. It's just, you look like a hairy beast. So if you are looking down at yourself and you're like, my hair's getting a little long on the chest, on the armpit, and the legs, be sure just get some body clippers and give yourself a nice trim. We will be covering this again in the series. I will tell you the exact method to use about trimming, how often, what the desired look should be, and the grooming tools that you should definitely use, that all the groomers that I've talked to, there's a couple of brands that they highly recommend that are very effective. Now, I do not recommend shaving. I know a couple of people that I follow on YouTube have recommended shaving, and I do not recommend that unless you are a hardcore swimmer or cyclist. I do not recommend shaving at all. It's a really weird sensation when women feel you and you've shaved, especially if it's 1 day old and you can start to feel really spiky. So no, I'm not gonna recommend shaving. I am recommending trimming. All women definitely appreciate a man who trims their body hair down. Okay, what hairstyle / length would you recommend for someone with Asian hair, which is always straight and it's a bit coarse and stiff? Preferably a hairstyle that does not need much product and is really easy to create with little time. So I know, like, for my brother, he's always experimented. So my brother, we're Vietnamese, in case you didn't know that, and my brother has the definition of Asian hair. It's straight, it's coarse, and it's stubborn as hell. Sometimes it's so hard to train it to go one way or the other, but basically you want to have short to medium length hair, and it's always going to be like a nice side part. I wouldn't recommend like a pompadour. Someone said in the comments like an undercut. None of those. Those are gonna, the longer your hair, just know, the longer your hair on top, the more it's gonna require styling and styling products when it comes to straight Asian hair, because it's very stubborn. So usually like, a nice buzz cut works, or even like the Anderson Cooper where it's nice and short. It's like an Ivy League haircut. But if you want something a little bit longer, a nice just businessman side part haircut is really great as well, but medium, short to medium length. So that's gonna be the easiest for you. But we will be addressing the best hairstyles and and haircuts for specific hair types. So I will get into that more in depth in the series. All right, okay, so this next question, this is actually really great. So this person asked, how do you get rid of the blackness on your neck area? So he has like just kind of a black tinge to his skin on his neck. So I actually have seen that on quite a few men, not too common, but I have seen the blackness on the back of your neck, and that's because you're not exfoliating. So that's actually just a bunch of built up dead skin. So you need to really start getting a nice bamboo washcloth and really exfoliate the back of your neck every evening or morning. Whenever you take a shower, it should be every day, and really exfoliate the back of your neck, and that's going to help get rid of all of that built up dead skin in the back. Okay, let's see. What do you think causes beard bumps, and how do you think they can be controlled? All right, so I don't want to give too thorough of an answer because we're still testing out a lot of stuff. And I will be addressing this later on in the series, but beard bumps usually caused by inflammation and by ingrown hairs. So hair's just growing in itself. So it's like you get those painful bumps. And what it really all boils down to is your prep, your technique, your razor blade sharpness, and the products that you're using. So it's all of that. All of that goes into eliminating those bumps that you're getting. So I will be covering that more in depth, so be patient, but it'll be later on in the series because I know it's a huge problem, and Dory and I definitely want to make sure that we really give you a thorough answer to eliminate that pesky problem. Okay, so guys, I am going to now get to your questions and see what I can answer during this live Q&A, which again, ask me any of your grooming related questions. I am not gonna answer any questions that are not grooming related, such as, is my sister single? Everybody keeps asking me about my sister Scarlett. Go and ask her yourself. She has an Instagram page. I've left it in the previous YouTube, the last YouTube video in the comment section, so you can go ask her yourself. Okay, starting from the top. Wow, there's so many people. Hey, thanks again everyone for joining. Okay, let's see. A lot of hellos. Hi guys. Hello Daniel. Favorite men's aftershave balm. So we are covering aftershave. Again, I just said it in the last question. Shaving is a very particular thing, and so we're currently testing everything out and making sure to only suggest the best products. So you got to wait for that. So I will get back to you. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, clean shaven or stubble? Well, that's honestly your preference. I always love a man that is clean shaven, but I also have found some men actually look better with stubble versus a clean shaven face. So if you're able to grow that out, just see how it looks. Sometimes it can just look like you've just had a rough couple days and you're lazy. So that's why I always prefer clean shaven. I think that it just presents the best version of yourself. But again, just try to see like, okay, you know, does the stubble look a lot better on me? See if girls are responding to that, and see if it just if you like it better. But sometimes some men can't really grow much stubble, like it's very patchy and it's only in certain areas. And so if it's only in certain areas, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look cleanly. And the whole thing is that you want to look as clean as possible so that you can attract women or even just men to respect you and respect just your image and what you want to project. So I personally prefer clean shaven. I think that's always a safe bet. But again, you gotta just see if that works for you, because you can either look great with some men look great with stubble or with a full beard. So your mileage will vary. Okay. Should short people roll up their jean? Oh, wait, no, I can't answer that. Guys, do not ask me any clothing related questions. It's only grooming now. Oh, shaving shoulders, question mark. This is a very good question. So Dorian actually grows hair on his shoulders, a little bit of hair, a little fuzz. Don't shave your shoulders because it will actually make it grow back thicker. Instead, you want to just trim them. Use just a body trimmer, and you can easily trim the hair when it gets a little bit on the longer side. So I recommend doing that, but don't let it grow out, please. It's so gross. It's like back hair and all of that. Like, it's just, you know, you don't want hair to be grown out too much. It starts to just kind of freak out people, men, women, whoever you're attracted to. So definitely shave. Definitely trim your shoulder hair as well as the rest of your body hair. Do you think hair on a guy's arm is gross? Absolutely not. Now, if it looks like a gorilla and it's just completely covered, yes, that is gross. However, if it's nice and trimmed at appropriate length, then actually it looks great. I get freaked out when I see no hair, although I know some men can't really grow hair or have super fine hair. But you don't want it to, by all means, like, please don't let it look like an overgrown, just gorilla mess. You want it to be nice and trimmed, and that's what you should do. But women are not grossed out by hair on men's arms. Okay, so how do you keep your skin hydrated throughout the night? Fantastic. So I'm going to be covering definitely all skin types in this series, but it's very important, especially if you want to keep your skin hydrated, to use a night cream. So generally, you can either use a lightweight night cream, and it usually has like anti-aging properties in it, but that's if you have, like, I would say, like, normal or combination skin. But if you have really dry skin, then you want to use a heavier night cream. And so night creams have anti-aging benefits to them, as well as just hydrating benefits. So a great night cream which is different from your day moisturizer. A good night moisturizer is very key to add to your routine. So, and that's something that I will be recommending. Drink plenty of water, but definitely you want to have a nice night moisturizer. I always like to add a serum before. I recommend having a serum before for extra hydration, and then it just kind of preps your skin for the nighttime moisturizer. And when you wake up, it's going to feel so just nice and moisturized and supple and hydrated. I will be recommending a specific products. Right now, I am absolutely loving Sicily Mara Badescu and a couple other products, but I want to wait till that comes out, and then you guys will know which ones exactly to get, because I have very specific product recommendations. Okay, let's see. Best cologne for a guy. So cologne and also cologne/fragrances are a very, if you've been watching my channel for some time now, it's a very sensitive subject, because a lot of women, including myself, love the scent of just a natural scent of a man. And so usually that is a mix of their shampoo, conditioner, body soap, and the laundry detergent that they use. So we love that. We will address fragrances and colognes in the series, and the best ones for fall and winter and spring and summer, because your fall and winter scents will be more musty and more just like richer, and your spring and summer scents will be lighter, more floral. So there is a difference, and you should always have two different types of scents depending on what time of year it is. All right, great question so far. Okay. So someone asked me, what is a inexpensive toner, cleanser, moisturizer that you recommend for men? So for the series, I would say the bare minimum that men, it's very important for you guys to do. And after talking with all these incredible professionals that I get to work with on a daily basis, when it comes to getting my clients ready and looking their best, they're called groomers. And they all highly recommend, one, you definitely need to wash your face at least once a day. Then you're going to either tone it, although sometimes toner, some men don't want to use toner, so then a serum is really key to just kind of help prep your skin for your moisturizer. So in terms of inexpensive toners, cleansers, moisturizers, Kiehl's makes some really great products, as well as Jack Black, and I will be recommending very specific products that you should be using. Now, just know in this series, I'm going to be recommending the best products that I think you should be owning. So I will make sure to be very budget conscious, as well as like if there is a product you should use that was highly recommended, like this is going to be it. So, there will be a mix, but so just want to let you guys all know that. But let's move on to the next question now, because I totally answered that. What are your thoughts on coconut oil? Coconut oil is great as a moisturizer, just like especially if your skin, like if your hands or your feet are feeling extra dry, your elbows or your knees, then just at night, I always like to just apply some coconut oil on. And so if you have super curly hair or nappy hair, and it feels really dry, because usually really curly and nappy hair, they need as much moisture as possible. And so actually using a little bit of coconut oil as your leave-in conditioner and putting it in your hair will help keep it moisturized. So, okay. So Professor Mahabs asked if we're going to be covering anything about acne scars. Of course. So we are going to be covering a lot of skin problems that men face and are constantly dealing with, and how you can address those issues, including acne scars. So acne scars are a really great way to help slowly kind of remove them from your skin. Is going to be exfoliation So you want to definitely exfoliate to get rid of those acne scars, and then you want to use a retin-A product, or a vitamin C serum, which will help to just brighten it and slowly fade those acne scars away. Now, it's not going to get rid of if you have like the pock marks from really deep, bad acne, but if you have just surface scars, we're going to be suggesting a method and product routine that you should use to help get rid of those over time. All right. Okay. So, somebody asked, where am I? Okay, this is not grooming related, but I am back in LA. I'm at the office because I have a lot of work to get through before Monday rolls around. So that's why I'm here. And Dorian's in Texas. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, somebody actually just, so the first question that I answered was about deodorants and antiperspirants, and they just kind of gave a more in-depth comment. So antiperspirants, this guy Adam was like, no, they're really bad because they actually block healthy sweat glands and the pores from breathing. So dermatologists don't actually recommend them. Deodorants are great. Yes. So here's the thing. So with antiperspirants, there have been a lot of studies that have said that it can actually cause eventually cancer, and it's really not recommended, and it's not great for you because it is blocking your sweat glands with aluminum. And that they don't know exactly what could be the long-term effect on your health. And so that's why we're going to be recommending a lot of deodorants, but antiperspirants do address the problem of sweat. And if you're a heavy sweater, that's why it's like, okay, what do you want to, like, how badly do you want to stop that sweat? And what are other options can we do to address that? Okay, let's see. Okay, how do I stop my balls from sweating too much? All right, great question, because men, especially during the summer months, they get swampy down there, and then it can get really sweaty. So it's very important that you use breathable fabrics down there. So your boxer briefs should be made out of cotton. You want something breathable. Wear chinos, which are lighter than wearing jeans, and because you really just want to help it breathe as much as possible. There is also, I would not recommend talcum powder. So a lot of men put powder down there, and that's not what I would recommend. We will get into it. Dorian has his thoughts about swampiness on there. But use cornstarch or a starch-based powder if you're feeling really sweaty, because it'll definitely cut down and absorb all of that moisture down there. So any kind of starch-based powder. Okay, let's see. Someone was like, how do I shave if I have no facial hair yet? Just kidding. All right. So actually, we're going to start wrapping this up. I'm going to take one or two more questions, and then we're going to wrap up. You guys, there's a lot down here. Okay. Should men do laser hair removal and remove the hair on the front or back of their neck? Good question. So actually, I tested this out, and I had Dorian do this because he was so annoyed with all the hair on the back and the front of his neck that he was constantly having to shave, and it was the fastest growing. So if you have dark hair, laser hair removal will work, and I highly recommend you use it on the front and back of your neck, but only if you have very dark hair. If you have light hair, so it can turn blonde or white hair, it will not work. On super fine, light, or so blonde or white hair, laser hair removal will not work whatsoever. So I prefer if you do have dark hair to laser it off, because it will it's just so convenient. It'll take a good handful of sessions, but it's so convenient if you have dark hair. Other than that, if you have light hair, so blonde or white or very fine hair, the laser's not going to work. So then you should just shave it. So just shave the front and back of your hair. I wouldn't recommend waxing because I'm going to tell you, waxing is so painful. As a woman, I know. So you can wax the back of your neck, but don't wax the front of your neck. That's going to be crazy painful and will actually probably irritate it a lot. So if you want, you can wax the back of your neck because it'll just last longer. It'll actually make your hair finer and less and come in less often. But I mean, you could just easily just shave as well. Okay. Next. Sorry, I got a lot of repeat questions. And yeah, we're getting a lot of laser hair removal. Should I laser hair removal on my face? I don't want to be trimming or shaving there at all. No, don't laser hair removal your face. You need to just either trim it or shave it. You don't want to get rid of that permanently. Okay, so I'm going to wow, there is a lot. Okay, everyone's asking just repeat questions. So I'm gonna end today's video. So today was all about grooming. Next Sunday, I will be answering any of your questions on any subjects. So it's a free-for-all next Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll answer any of your questions about grooming style, dating, etiquette, any questions you have, I will answer. And I think Dorian will be back. So Dorian will be moderating next week's Q&A. You will see finally a special appearance by him. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope I answered your questions. If I didn't, be sure to leave it in the comment section below and upvote the questions that you want answered for next week. All right, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I will see you soon. Bye. Mwah.